Welcome to the future, where the glass is half full and you'll need new glasses, where you'll be jumping from conclusions.
The past is annulled, and a new future is born.
Never before in history has so much meant so little to so many. AD on the radio.
It's you and the senorita woofer blowing up the tweeter cause it's me up in the speaker. Back in the mama seat, top down like a player, and the sound up in your ears, it is the dopest rhyme. Say I run a game like a cheater, I'm balling like
so, I put something up on Twitter last night. Something that I thought was kind of like, whatever. Kind of interesting to me anyway. I'm sort of, I enjoyed this thing. And what it was, and we'll discuss it later on in the show, but there is a product from your childhood, I'm guessing, that is getting ready to come screaming back into the marketplace. And I say screaming back because I was like, oh, cool, they're bringing this back. Click. That's something to tweet about. And people about lost their minds. People were so excited. People were reminiscing about being a child and whether or not they actually enjoyed this product or whether it was all hype. And the conversation about this seemingly banal, innocuous thing just took the hell off. And it made me start thinking about why stuff from our childhood has such a deep impact on us as adults. It can be anything. I'll give you an example. I grew up in England and went up to Northern California. The last time I took a vacation, about 4 years ago, I took 3 days and went to Northern California, and they have an English pub in Monterey. I can't remember what it was called, but I was like, oh, English pub food. I wonder if it really tastes like English pub food or if it's just sort of, an American approximation thereof. By the way, if anybody ever tries to sell you the fact that it's right to have melted cheese on top of shepherd's pie, they're a liar and a charlatan, and you should spurn their food as you would spurn a rabid skunk. Don't go anywhere near it. Shepherd's pie should not have melted cheese on top of it. It's beef, it's potatoes, and you'd think cheese would go great with it? No. If you do that, you're a Philistine, a bounder, and a cad, sir or madam. But as it turns out, this food was legit, really tasted like a lot of the stuff that I grew up eating in England. And I took one bite of this shepherd's pie. I was like, oh my gosh, tastes like my childhood. This is awesome. And all of a sudden, time warped back to being a kid, which is a magical thing. I'm sure you've had it happen to you. You could walk into a room and they could use the same floor wax in a building that they used on the floors of your middle school gym. And all of a sudden you're there. You're reliving so much. It's incredible the things that transport you back. The sights, the sounds, the tastes, the smells, the television shows, the memories. But why is that such a big deal to you? Why do you care so much that it's really taken you back? Why is that so important? I'll tell you why. Because that was a simpler time. That was a simpler time when right and wrong was easily defined, when you knew who you were. You weren't thrown into this quagmire of being an adult where you have to pay bills and make your way in the world and answer the tough questions. Make the right decisions, as painful as they might be. And why is it so awesome that this one product from your childhood is coming back? We'll discuss what it is later. But the thing is, I think right around now, as our country is on the precipice of something, as the world is on the precipice of something, as we legitimately stare down the barrel of possibly having a reality television show superstar as our president, as things are changing all around the globe, as different countries start to assess whether or not they're going to be a part of the European Union, as people are starting to demand Sharia law in countries where it never existed before, the world is undeniably in a topsy-turvy place. And if you can boil it back down to the simplicity that you felt when you were a child, when there was a clear right and a clear wrong, and you knew in your heart and your mind and in your gut what those things were and were able to go with them, that's an incredibly valuable thing. You were born perfect, and the world taints you with every year that you're on this earth. It taints you with prejudices. It taints you with the stresses of daily life. And to stand on your own 2 feet as an adult, and in your heart and your mind, know right and wrong for yourself is a big, big deal. And it's something that not everybody can do. So if you get a chance to return to your childhood in some way, shape, or form, take it and hold on to it. Happy is he who still loves something that he loved in the nursery. He has not been broken in two by time. He is not 2 men, but 1. And he has saved not only his soul, but his life. G.K. Chesterton.
Where the left and right come together for fundamental truths. AD on the radio, on Twitter at ADSXE.
I do what I want, when I want, how I want. Every day you're going and working, running that rat race at that pace in that place. Will leave a bad taste for anyone, everyone working day after day. So buddy, I gotta say, for you, there's gotta be a better way. Yeah, and you do what they told ya. Company man, feel like a mindless little soldier. How can you live like that and maintain your composure before it's begun? Your life's already freaking over. Yeah, I do what I want, when I want.
So today is a day. Today is a day that I fully expect the wheels to come off. Funkhauser, in his infinite Funkhauser-esque wisdom, without giving me any sense of warning or any time to prepare, was like, hey, guess what? 2 interns on the show today.
Curveball.
Yeah. Not only do we have Concept 714, our former intern and now host of the #1 hip-hop podcast in the known universe.
Mic check 1 2 1 2. This is Concept 714, host of WakeFlocko.net, the #1 hip hop podcast in the world. You are now listening to AD on your radio.
Yeah.
What?
I only hear that when I'm in studio. Like I'm right here,
it's announcing.
you know.
It's because it's announcing me.
It's a beautiful thing.
It's the only reason you hear it on this show in the studio is because it's for the, like, if you played that on your,
It'd be weird, right?
next time I do your podcast, you can play it. That would make sense.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll
So
work
not
it.
only is Concept 714 in the studio, but also Funkhauser decided we'd have 2 interns today. Adult superstar and now college student who is kicking ass, by the way, Brandy Aniston, our new intern, is here today as well. So you posted your grades on Twitter not so long ago, right?
I did, because you know what? I had a lot of haters coming at me saying that it wasn't true, that I wasn't really in school, that I wasn't really going through this process, and it kind of bugged me. So I said, you know what? I'm going to post my grades. And then I blurred out where I withdrew one of the classes, and everybody thought I failed that class. And I didn't. I just withdrew out of it. I didn't need it.
So you pulled out of the class and everyone was making fun of you.
Everyone's making fun of me. They're like, oh, of course. I put all A's and B's up, and they're like, oh, but she failed that one.
that's
Like,
funny.
really?
Hating.
Haters.
Hold on, but if this was told to me before I apologized, I didn't know you were an adult.
No, we kind of keep that a
actress?
secret.
Okay.
I mean, not really a secret. We just
Except it
wait
was
till
just
people
announced?
find out. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I
Yeah.
didn't know
Now
that.
you know.
Now that explains a lot.
That explains why we were talking about,
Didn't really want to spill the beans before the show.
Me and Barry think it's fun to see how long we
Yeah.
can go before anybody realizes it.
Finds out.
Yeah.
And so, do you get a lot of this, like, you look so familiar from dudes all the
All
time?
the time.
And you should smile.
And I just laugh. Like, it was your computer screen this morning for 10 minutes.
Or 2 hours, right? 'Cause
Yeah, you never know.
AD. Hey, you know, this
Yeah.
is an AD show. You know that, right?
I'm just along for the ride on this one today, evidently. I was like, I'm going to let him talk. Let's see where this goes.
Yeah. Wow. AD, it's been a
Oh,
it's been
look,
a
there
while,
we
though.
are.
How you been?
Just grinding away.
Wow.
We can
Grinding
call this-
away.
we can
How
call
about
this
you,
the
Concept?
Yeah.
I've been good. I've been busy, bro. I've been busy.
Mm-hmm.
And luckily, things have projected in the right direction, and I'm doing good, man. I'm keeping busy over here.
Are you working in a movie theater now?
Oh, because I'm projecting?
In the
Yes,
right direction.
in the right direction.
No, but like here, I've been picked up for a couple shows and
Yes.
just
Going for a ride.
Yeah, going for the ride. Exactly, going to see. Where
Very,
it
very
is.
cool.
Yeah.
Wow. That's,
And I owe it
that's
all to you guys. So I will be forever grateful.
No,
When
you
I-
owe it all to AD.
Yeah, AD, I told you this. When I'm super rich, I'm going to chopper you into my island.
Oh, very good, very
It's
good.
going to be shaped like my face. And you're
So
going
I'll
to land in my mouth.
No,
I'll gas up
he's gonna show up with a bound and gagged Adam Carolla to your front door.
Dude, don't. That would be the last time the world sees Adam Carolla. That would happen.
Don't say that. We're on the air, you know.
I think we should make it clear right now before we get a knock on the door from some cop types. Concept's a very big fan of Adam Carolla.
That's an understatement.
If he got his own private island, he would probably just kidnap Adam Carolla and pay him copious amounts of money just so he could listen to him talk all day
Oh,
long.
so you're
I
like
think
a
that
big
would be the
fan
move.
of him.
Oh, I would clone him. You know, like the island of Dr. Monroe? You ever seen that movie?
Yes.
He's just a bunch of clones running around. That's what I would do.
That's amazing.
Yeah, right? Yeah.
I think I heard Concept once say that I feel incomplete if I go a day without listening to Adam Carolla.
I don't know if I should be ashamed to admit this, but it is 100% true.
It's a bromance.
So, like, the thing to do or the thing not to do is walk up to him right away the first time you get an opportunity to meet him and go, "You complete me." Like, you might want to ease your way into that part of the conversation.
He
Well,
runs up and hugs him and just grabs him and goes.
I have actually met him
Oh.
a couple times.
Ooh.
and you said what?
Exactly. You got to wait till because this is true. I got him to sign my. He did a show. I'm a big fan. I come afterwards and he shakes your hand. He signs his books and stuff. And as he was signing it, I told him I'm a huge fan. Actually, me and my wife have an agreement.
Uh-oh.
You are.
I'm scared.
He's my one celebrity pass. I told him,
Wait,
and he looks at me.
He told him that.
Yeah, I told him to his face. And
you
he,
told Adam that.
Yeah.
Oh, it got weird at
Should
that
I not?
point.
Yeah, how did it go? What
Yeah,
happened
how
after
did that go over?
probably as well as you would expect as another heterosexual man to hear that. He's like, "Oh, dude, come on," and I'm like, "I'm 100% serious right now."
Oh,
You're
and
like,
you
let's
followed
go.
it up
There's
with
a back
that?
room over there.
Yeah, and
Wow.
he knew it was a joke, but I mean, like, I said if I ever meet him, I'm gonna.
Yeah,
tell him.
well, as I try and squeegee that mental image out of my mind's eye, it's no joke to me. Let's move on. Let's do the news. All right, we'll do the news when we get back. Somehow, Concept 714 and Brandy Aniston are going to share it, and we'll figure that out as we go. I never say this because it's a radio cliche, but buckle up. It's going to be a bumpy ride. Oh, God.
I guess that I should start by saying that all of this story is true. And even though the names are changing.
Don't get the blues, get all the news. We mean all of you guys out there in Radio Land. All aboard!
He's back. AD on the radio.
Give it up, yeah. Give it up, yeah. Bring this on, come on, come on. That's the way you do what we do. That's the way you do what we do. That's the way you do what we do. You do what we do. You do what we do. That's the way you do what we do. That's the way you do what we do. That's the way you do what we do. You do what we do. You do what we do. Well, it's a new one. Here I come again, coming again, taking it back to the place where I'm picking up the pen. And before I started, it's already a killer. When you know that you're good, I gotta say that it's a thriller. Hey.
So if you are looking to release your inner child, there is a product from our childhood, product from the 90s that has made its way back into the marketplace or will do very soon. People are very excited about it. I was surprised. I floated it on the interwebs last night, and it led to an enormous conversation on Twitter between a lot of people being like, yeah, oh my gosh, I can't wait for this to come back. I was never that big of a fan of it when I was a kid, but it'll be nice to see it on supermarket shelves again. Or what about this? What about green and purple ketchup? How about that? Can we get some more of that? So, it being an interesting connection to all of our childhoods, we will discuss what this product is as soon as we roll through the news of today. Guest read by Concept 714, our former intern, and our current intern, Brandy Aniston.
Whoa, double header. Whoa.
Right. So we're gonna. I guess you guys can trade off headlines. Is that a good way to do
vacation.
Yep, I'll go first. Avatar, directed by James Cameron, said the new Star Wars movie is basically just stuff we've all seen before.
it?
I mean,
Yeah, and then he went back to making
More
sequels to his
Avatars.
Dances with Wolves ripoff with blue people. Like that movie, did he get popped for stealing the plot line from something? Because it was Dances with Wolves, but Dances with Wolves was also. You ever see that movie with Tom Cruise, Last Samurai?
yep.
Yeah.
It's sort of, militant militant folks are trying to take over indigenous people. Indigenous people are having none of it. They send somebody over to spy. They get captured. Then they become part of that group of people. And then eventually they die in a gory shootout with the people that they used to be on the side of. It's like, so, but anyways, I don't know.
But they're
Rocks.
blue, AD. They're blue.
Yeah.
Right?
Pot, kettle, black,
Yeah.
glass houses, no stone throwing, James Cameron.
Yeah. Sorry,
Go on.
James.
The Backstreet Boys will release a new album in August.
Yeah,
Yay!
Does that mean we can get him on the show?
Please?
Which one do you
Can
want?
we? I know you guys aren't excited about this, but I am.
Wait.
It's a big deal to you?
It's a really big deal to me. If it was NSYNC, it'd be an even bigger deal.
I was going to say, which one's the Backstreet Boys? Which group was that one?
Oh, goodness. Here we go.
That wasn't the Timberlake one?
No, that's NSYNC.
Okay.
And then Backstreet Boys was the other group.
The
But-
other group. Okay.
Yeah, the other guys.
In a time where there was 1,000 boy bands, I don't know.
Well,
what that
there
means.
was only like a top three. You had 98 Degrees, Backstreet Boys, and NSYNC. Those were the ones.
Wow, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, sorry.
Hey, D, which one are you more excited for?
Well,
He's
Funny you
super
should say
excited
that.
on the Backstreet Boys.
What
I
posters
know it.
did you have up in the 90s?
I actually, but see, I wouldn't know a 98 Degrees song if it hit me
Yeah.
on the head.
Exactly.
NSYNC, Bye Bye Bye. That's an NSYNC song, right?
Yes.
Backstreet Boys, I do actually know. So there's like, I remember at the time, like Backstreet Boys were kind of like, when I was making music professionally, Backstreet Boys were like the hugest thing on the face of the planet. We all kind of universally hated them. But the thing about Backstreet Boys is they had one song, and I don't know what the name of the song was, but it had like kind of a killer bass line, and everyone was like, Backstreet Boys freaking sucks, except for that one song. That one song's really good. It's got a really good bass line. It's the one that bam, ba, na, 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 na. Yeah, the everybody. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm
Also,
on.
the other really unfortunate thing about it was like, I was in this rap metal band, and I'm on tour on things like the Warped Tour, sandwiched between bands like VOD, Vision of Disorder, and Youth of Today, and all these like screaming hardcore punk rock bands. And here we are, this kind of like chirpy electronic rap thing from England, and it wasn't going over especially well, especially because when I was young, a lot of people, and I think I had the same haircut for a little bit, there was this one, who was the blonde kid in the Backstreet
AJ?
Boys?
Oh, Nick Carter? Or
Yes.
Yeah.
So, like, somebody actually asked, like, is this... We played once on the Warped Tour, and either it was a slam on me, or it was, like, a mistaken identity thing. It was like, does the dude from the Backstreet Boys have a metal band now? And I was just like, oh, it's not a good thing.
Burn.
Not that we had much integrity to begin with, but there went the rest of it. But yeah, the Backstreet Boys will release a new album in August. And by the way, in other huge news from 1996, a dude with a beeper clipped to his cargo pants screamed, "Show me the money!" after hearing that the Unabomber had been caught. Good for them.
Maybe they know about the clear crystal Pepsi, though.
Oh, you gave it away. We weren't supposed to talk
Oh.
about what it was till later in the show.
Oh,
Thanks.
Wait, hold on. Let me take that out.
Yeah, please don't tell me.
Hold on, take that out. Take that part out. Oh, I can't find the thing to take it out. Where's that thing? Oh,
I
here's the
ruined
thing.
everything.
Very good, Funkhauser. Now, if you could figure out a way to make that work for the last, I don't know, if I could do that to about a 10-year portion of my life, I'd be very happy. All right, next piece of news.
Okay, Warner Brothers will release a Minecraft movie in 2019. 2019, is that because it's taking them that long to build it? Like, seriously, do you know how long those things take to build?
Do you play Minecraft?
My son does, and he builds like these huge castles, and he's working on them for hours, and I'm like, I can't get into it. It's too much.
Apparently, I've heard folks say that Minecraft, and that guy who invented Minecraft,
So rich.
he's like a bazillionaire now, but
Yeah.
like, would you say it's been a good thing for your kid to play Minecraft?
You know, I think for creativeness wise, it's better than him going around and blowing everyone up. I would rather him
Right.
be building a castle than, blowing up everybody he sees or, running over girls on the side of the street in Grand Theft Auto. You know what I mean? Like, there's so many games out there that are promoting violence, at least it's not a violent. Well, there's like, little tree people in it that you kind of sword your way through, but it's not like violent. Like you don't shoot anybody in the face or anything.
It's not graphic, realistic violence that trivializes bloodshed.
You're killing like a tree. Like it's not like, something like serious, So I think for kid purposes, Minecraft is good, and it appeals to both adults and kids from what I know.
Because, I've heard a lot of parents say that about Minecraft. They're like, well, do you let your kid play video games? Only Minecraft. It encourages hand-eye coordination and creative development, all these things. I know a lot of parents that swear by Minecraft, so maybe they'll all go see the Minecraft movie. All right, Concept. What else?
The Miss Teen USA pageant is eliminating the swimsuit competition in favor of an athletic wear competition. So they don't want them in the bikinis anymore. They want them in...
Well, what's funny about this topic is the casual wear, athletic wear.
Hold on, wait. We should back up and give a little bit of context here and point out the fact that Brandy Aniston was, in fact, Miss Teen California, was it?
I was Teen California. I was Teen Miss Riverside, Teen Miss everything. So I did a lot of pageants growing up.
There she is.
Elbow, wrist. Yes, very cute.
Hold on, wait. No, you got to understand. None of us know what you're talking about. What's elbow, wrist?
It's the way you wave. Elbow, wrist.
I knew that.
Wipe a
That's
tear
waving
and
101,
below a
right?
kiss.
That's waving 101.
They all knew.
I grew up in
know.
England learning how to wave like the Queen. Where you just,
Golf
it's
clap.
like Snoop Dogg's version of dancing. The less you move, the more of a pimp you appear to be. So don't put so much effort into it. That's how the Queen waves.
But we're with this, right?
I'm not.
You're not.
I'm not. And the reason I'm not, and I get it, you guys are like, oh, they're under 18, yada, yada. Growing up, beauty pageants to me, I get where they're going. They don't want girls to be body conscious and things like that. But this is a beauty contest. I understand we want to promote education and grades and whatnot, but it's still a beauty contest. And while these women, yes, they have more to offer than just showing their body.
Children.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Anything that could stop sexualizing
Maybe
kids,
it's just because it's for me, I grew up doing them and I always had to do a bikini competition. That was standard. And the bikinis were very tasteful. You couldn't even wear a two-piece.
Okay.
I understand what you're saying, but I think growing up, maybe it's because I secretly wish they would have done this when I was younger. I don't know.
Yeah. Hey, you had to do it. They had to do it.
Yeah, that's how I feel. You guys got to do it too. But while I do agree with you, though, that anything that kind of takes away the whole sexuality of girls, but look at social media and everything going on these days. These girls are already getting half naked under 18 anyways.
Right, but I'm not gonna.
You're not gonna promote it.
That,
yeah,
you know
I get it. Yeah,
and I'm for this. I think I can't believe that we had them running around in bikinis to begin with. If you're gonna judge children on how pretty they are, okay. But I don't need to see you in your underwear to judge a kid whether she's pretty or not. Right?
Right. No,
yes.
you're right.
Yes. It's important for the organization to promote feminism and equality while judging her completely based on her looks.
Exactly.
I will say this though. Based on sort of just the fact that every teenager has access to the internet and a phone that shoots video, this is probably, if they were to continue with the swimsuit portion of the competition, which they're not, way more demure than what they get up to on their webcam, just dancing around their bedrooms playing. It's really uncomfortable sometimes. You see it online and you're just like, no. You do not give that kid a webcam. Do not give that son. But there's just no way to keep something that records video and uploads it to the internet out of the hands of children. It's absolutely bananas. Parenting in the digital age has to be the single biggest challenge that parents face right now. The ability to have more influence over your kids and shaping who they are and their character and their moral fiber than outside, any sort of outside influence has got to be getting more and more challenging by the day. You have daughters, right, Concept?
Yes, I have two.
How old are they now?
I have a 2-year-old and I have a 9-year-old.
Oh, so you don't really have to worry about it yet.
Not yet, no.
Soon.
Not yet.
And my 9-year-old, she likes the one pieces. She'll go, hey, can I get, she'll go for a one piece right away.
She likes to be covered up a little more.
Maybe because she knows that I would say no.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But, the one pieces, and she's beautiful running around and she's happy and that's enough for her,
Yeah.
But I'm all against beauty pageants for children in any way, shape, or form.
Well, you're a dad, so I get it. Like with me, like even now, like if I had a daughter, I'd put her in pageants. Like that's because I grew up doing them, and they really helped me with not only like school education stuff, but like I got a lot of scholarships out of it. So, I mean, there was good points to it, but I do understand how they're super...
Because you were winning them.
Yeah.
So all the children that were losing them...
See, I don't know how that feels.
Yeah, so...
Aw, I don't know what it feels like to lose a beauty pageant. My wallet's too small for my 50s. Next, Pesa knows.
Okay, I know who this is, actually, and normally I don't know the names. Okay, Daniel Radcliffe says he would return to Harry Potter with the right script.
Yeah, he's Harry Potter, right?
Yeah, I mean, how can he not return? What are they going to do? Put a new Harry Potter in after all these years? Can't do that.
Well, yeah, you can't reboot Harry Potter.
No.
Like, but I think the whole thing was like that. The woman, J.K. Rowling, said she would never do another Harry Potter book or another Harry Potter movie. And then what happened, and it made people really angry. You know, I've never cracked a Harry Potter book. I've never seen a Harry Potter movie. But I find this side of it to be fascinating because the fans are so impassioned with this stuff. She had a Harry Potter play, like wrote a Harry Potter play. Like, this will be for the stage. That's some money I left on the table. Let's have a West End show in London. And so she did that. And then because that was such a big success, she adapted the play into a book. And people went, whoa, whoa, whoa. You said no more Harry Potter books. You know, we all got sold into the idea of a grand finale of this storyline because you said that's it. And then you keep cranking out stuff like new book, Harry Potter and the Bottomless Cash Register.
Well, she's making a movie that's based in that world, that it's not a Harry Potter. The next movie coming out is about that world, but doesn't involve Harry Potter. So she's kind of sneaking in the Harry Potter mythology in there.
What are your kids like read and watch? Concept and Brandy, you both have children. How old's your kid, Brandy?
Mine's turning 11. He reads a lot of the Minecraft books and.
Well, there's books on Minecraft.
Yeah, there's huge books on Minecraft.
What do they? What do they say?
All
right, this is how we do a tease without giving away the answer. Pay attention, interns. What do Concept 714's kids read? We'll read. We'll find out when we get back.
Fascinating.
Jamming on the one like Theo Huxtable. Days like this when I feel untouchable. I try and make up for all the wrongs I did by living my life like a Cosby kid. Jamming on the one like Theo and Stevie. I know it sounds crazy, but you gotta believe me when I feel like I just can't make it through. I try to think, what would Cliff tell Theo to do? Man, sometimes it's just so hard to be a good person, to lift yourself up and try to be that better version of all the potential people that you got living in your mind. It takes more than happy chance and circumstance. You gotta decide.
Now, more AD on the radio.
Back once again, the ill behavior, delivering and giving you my musical savior. Back once again, it's your boy AD again. Nobody rock a party better than me. Back once again, the ill behavior, delivering and giving you a musical savior. Back once again, it's your boy AD again. Nobody rock a party better than me.
So I guess really on the show today, we are discussing childhood memories, growing up as a child. And interestingly enough, we have two interns, both of whom have managed to successfully reproduce when Funkhauser and I have not. So I think Funkhauser and I are going to go get certain things checked after the show because this seems incongruous. But we're talking a little bit about what your kids read and watch and consume. And so, Brandy, your kid, 11-year-old boy, reads books, watches stuff about Minecraft and plays Minecraft. Like, that's his world at the moment.
Yep. Pretty much. He loves Minecraft books. He loves anything to do with like mystery or, fantasies or things like that. So I try to get him a lot of those. There's a whole line of books. It's like Dungeons and Dragons type feeling.
Choose your own adventure books?
Something like that. Yeah, I did too.
What about Hardy Boys and Encyclopedia Brown?
I got Hardy Boys. I got that one covered.
Encyclopedia Brown was mine. Goosebumps.
Encyclopedia Brown I thought was really cool because, like, it encouraged you to try and solve the mystery at the same time, and it also sort of encouraged a little bit of lateral thinking. Like you could tell that maybe Encyclopedia Brown was part of Funkhauser's childhood because of the way he managed to win the game show Idiot Test, which is that lateral. Did you guys see that? Did you see what Funkhauser and his girlfriend Canadian Jane did? Did you watch that on television?
Absolutely, it was amazing.
Bum ba bum.
$10,000.
That was so cool.
So
It was
cool.
so cool.
So mysteries, things like that, I would say that really encourages a really kind of cool type of cranial development with your kid. What about yours, Concept? You have 2 girls.
Yes. So my little one's too little still, but my eldest reads Diary of a Wimpy Kid. And there's
Really?
Yeah, there's a whole series behind it. She loves that. She's very... People try to debate like, oh, girls only like things because early age you give them a doll so they'll play. Like, she's just drawn to girly things because she's a female. It's just nature. So there's always books on babysitting and girls that don't fit in and this and that. So she's a bookworm, definitely. We got her a nightlight for her books, and now I just see the light on in her room all night, which is good,
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I would be overjoyed if my kid was excessively reading. Like that would be the coolest. My kid's sister, who is a member of Mensa and actually works for DC Comic Books now, used to get in trouble in class for reading when she should have been paying attention to what was going on. She'd like have a book under the table and be sneaking reads of it. And then she'd she was kind of like this awkward kid where I'd see her walking through the hallways with a book in front of her face. I'm like... there's worse things for someone to be like doing way too much of than reading. I'm just going to leave that one alone. And I remember my mom and dad were like, if you see her in the hallway, could you tell her not to walk around with a book in front of her face? I'm like, is reading really that bad of a thing? Like tripping and falling down and breaking your faces? I was like, point taken. But like, that must be really cool. Like if I have a kid and that kid turns out to be a reader, or if that kid turns out like that super, super awesome. I'd be like proud as freaking punch. I will encourage nerdy kids to stay inside and do nothing. And my daughter, if I ever have one, will only be allowed to date once she gets her black belt.
I like that.
Let's do a little bit more news.
All right.
Excuse me. Wait for my cue there. Jeez.
I'm so excited.
Sorry.
Indianapolis Colts quarterback Andrew Luck just became the highest paid player in NFL history by signing a contract worth $140 million.
You read ahead. That was funny.
Well, yeah, this is unheard of money in NFL though.
In the middle of
Is it?
in the middle of the line, he goes, "Oh my God."
This is NBA money right here.
Oh.
Yeah.
I thought they made NBA money in the NFL.
No.
For a while when I was in Houston, occasionally I would have occasion to I'd hang out sometimes with Clyde Drexler, and
Name drop.
not really. Just like I'm just giving a point of reference for that. This is real information that I was shocked to learn. But he used to make fun of football players. He's like, oh God, out of all the professional athletes, they get paid the worst. They so many people on that stupid team. They all have to travel together. They don't get to stay in nice hotels. NFL players are suckers. And that's what he would say about them and the financial arrangements they made for their athletic skills. They're like, they're going to get the crap beat out of them. They have much shorter careers. They make way less money. He was like, that's why you never see a basketball player opening up a used car dealership when they're done being a basketball player. They don't have to. I was like, oh, I never, I just assumed that you were all way richer than I would ever imagine that I could possibly be. And I never really, I never really staggered out the stages of being rich as an athlete. I always just thought, okay, that's it. Once you get past the point where you might get traded back down to the minors and it might be all over, I would have imagined that you're kind of set for life. But apparently there's varying degrees of being set for life, and this is kind of crazy. Bananas.
Yeah, like the third string, I think they'll make like around 800,000, right? Second string makes about $1 million to $3 million, and then once you hit the starters, then it's all up to you. Your contracts, your sponsorships, stuff like that. But yeah, this is ridiculous money for a football player.
So he must be really good.
People
Or
don't.
not.
Yeah, people don't think like that. In sports, it's not like there's always the potential of how good you are. That's
So
why.
potentially he's going to be $140 million of greatness.
Yeah, and then he'll get hurt in one play, and then there goes all that.
And
That's
how
just the
many
way-
years is this contract for?
That's a good question.
Because that
well,
could be. It could be a 10-year contract. You don't know.
Yeah.
In
It says-
football, is
couple
87. So it's a contract worth $140 million.
Yeah.
Only 87. Only 87 million of it is guaranteed, though.
Only 87 million. Can I just have
Almost,
1 million?
Almost makes up for having to live in Indianapolis.
Almost.
Something else he's guaranteed? Getting calls from long-lost friends.
Oh, yeah.
All weekend long.
Johnny Manziel says he's going completely sober starting tomorrow. Well, this is a good thing. Maybe he should.
Hey, Concept, you seem to know about football players and how much they get paid. What did Johnny Manziel get when he became the Cleveland Browns quarterback? Do you have any idea?
I would know, but I would guess it wouldn't be more than 10 or something. But he comes from money, so this is all coming from someone who's always had a lot of money and doesn't know how to do what to do with it.
Yeah. Well, he said he's getting completely sober starting tomorrow, but bear in mind he's in Cabo, so it's probably just the tequila talking. Wow, the tequila talking. Which apparently talks better than I do. Oh, interns, you're learning stuff today.
There's something happening here, and you should know what it is. The Dumbing Up of America. Now, more AD on the radio.
All right, we'll talk about the thing that's going to come screaming back from our childhood as soon as we wrap up what remains of the news. Who's Brandy Aniston and Concept 714? Whose turn is it to read a headline?
It is I. It is mine. AD.
Yes.
Today, I don't know when this is airing, but today is National Meteor Watch Day.
So just watch. Everyone just look up.
Yeah, it could.
Yeah, National
Every
Meteor
day.
Watch Day. Yeah.
Because I normally see them.
Or as it's otherwise known, Christmas for virgins with telescopes. I actually did a little bit of research on this. I dug up some fun facts about meteors. That you want to know what I learned?
Fun facts about meteors. Spoken like a true nerd. All right, let's hear it.
Hey, I actually went to. I didn't get to go to the space camp.
Oh,
when
no.
I was a kid.
I did.
Oh, what?
I did.
Hold on.
I did.
Did you get to go in zero gravity?
Yep.
That's like my dream. Oh.
Yep. I went to space camp. It was my biggest thing. I wanted to go so bad. I wanted to be an astronaut when I was a kid. I know.
I can't believe you got to go to space camp. How long did, week, 2 weeks? How does that?
A week straight. It was so cool.
But does that happen in Florida, or am I making that up?
The one I went to was in California.
Okay.
But I know that they do have one in Texas, and they have one in Florida as well.
I'm
I think
so
they have
jealous.
one in Houston, to be honest. I think it's in Houston.
Well, I mean, no, that's where NASA is. Yeah. It's so funny because I used to host a club night every single Sunday night in Clear Lake, which is really not that far from NASA. It's like, they're adjoining little parts of Houston. And what's funny is this was a club like you would expect it was a club. There were poles in the boom boom room, as they called it. And then in the other room, they had screaming metal bands roll through, and you could get good and drunk for about $1.50 on a pitcher of whatever and Jaeger bombs and things of that nature. So it was a lot of fun. People went kind of buck wild in there. But because it was right up the road from NASA, like the guy that was the sound engineer for the club, like Papa Roach are coming in, I'm running sound, he's doing lights. Okay, fine, cool. Oh, man, I got to get up tomorrow morning to go to work and build spacesuits at my day job. It was like the craziest dichotomy of things because you'd get I don't know if we ever had an astronaut come in and get obliterated out of their mind, but NASA engineers would come in and get sloppy, and you'd see them trying to dance up on chicks in the boom boom room. And and what's weird is that a lot of these engineers were all sort of tattooed and pierced and way smarter than you could ever dream of being. It was a very, like I said, interesting dichotomy being out there. So, what do you get to do in space camp besides go in zero gravity?
You get to, the food's really interesting. You have to eat
their
food.
So do you eat like that,
food.
dried astronaut?
Yeah.
It's so funny. I was mad that they did it because as I was walking out of the grocery store the other day, they put some impulse buys by the exit. And I guess I could have seen them coming in but I didn't see him. I'd already paid. I'm like, I'm not going back to pay for that. But I'd had the astronaut ice cream the way everybody else had, but they had like astronaut ice cream, astronaut cheese, astronaut. Like, yeah, I was
Everything.
like, I want to try this. But you actually ate, did you eat that stuff all week long?
Yeah, all week long. They made us eat it. But we had normal food too. We could choose when we were kids, so they couldn't just force us to eat the astronaut food. But I liked it. I wasn't horrible, and I wanted the full experience of the astronaut.
Are there
life.
like MREs? Like the military prepackaged food, or is it like a pill that's like a Thanksgiving dinner?
No, they're prepackaged food. They're like dried food. So I really like dried fruit. So I have no problem with anything dry. I didn't really eat like the cheese was fine. The ice cream's cool.
Yeah.
When they try to get to the meat stuff, that's a little. I was like,
I would have thought it was just. I just would have thought it would taste like jerky. I was going to say
it's almost like styrofoam jerky.
Oh
Wow.
So like jerky with air,
Jerky with it. That's
like
the title
like
of
a
the show
Cheeto,
today.
but meat.
A meat Cheeto.
A meat
Exactly.
A meat Cheeto, if you will.
a Mito.
A Mito.
Wow.
You know, they were talking. We were on in San Francisco the other day, and the show before us was talking about some place that had opened up. You could buy meat popsicles.
Oh, gross.
Like it's like frozen gravy on a stick, but it's like really sweet tasting. So it's yeah.
That's so wrong on so many levels.
So many.
I kind of relate to it because being an impatient kid when I used to like want to eat, because like you ever, I mean, it's fully cooked all the way through, but you ever like you can't be bothered to. I remember tasting like frozen chicken once, like the breaded frozen, like chicken nuggets, that microwavable chicken nuggets. I'm like, I'm hungry now, and I took a bite of one. I was like, it's kind of like a chicken popsicle. That's I don't think I'd repeat the experience, but it wasn't as disgusting as I thought it would be.
Kind of like the dog jerky and stuff. I mean, those dog cookies and stuff. If you guys haven't ever taken a bite out of your dog's treat, okay, I have, and I'll admit that proudly.
I've never had.
You've never wanted to take to that dog jerky.
No.
Why?
Because it's dog jerky.
It smells good.
Oh man.
It tastes like bad though.
Hey D, tell me you've eaten dog food before.
No, but I've got, like, I mean, you grew up with kids that smoke pot. You're going to be around people that that consume weird stuff. And a buddy of mine used to eat milk bones. Like he smoked pot, got the munchies. He was like, "Hey man, what if we try one of my dog's milk bones?" And he was like, "It's actually not bad." And he would like dunk them in milk. But there were like two different types of milk bone though. There was one that was meat flavored, and he wouldn't touch that. And then there was one that was more like he said it tasted basically like a graham cracker.
Yeah,
cool
they're not bad.
Yeah.
Like the jerky was a little gross, but their cookies aren't bad, but they're not sweet like you would think.
I like how you sampled multiple different types of dog. Well, the jerky's okay, but the graham crackers, I mean, I draw the line here, sir.
I have 3 dogs that are like my babies, so if I see something that I'm like, oh, I'm going to give this to my dog, like, even the dog ice cream, I've even tried that.
Wow, okay. Well,
I have to know.
There you go, AD.
I've never given my dog ice cream, but like I think it's the coolest name, Frosty Paws.
Frosty Paws is great.
I like my old dog. My dogs as they get older, I tend to, and they lose interest in dog food. I for a long period before one of my dogs passed away, I would make them dog food every single day. So what that was I would grill some chicken and I put it in the blender so they wouldn't have to chew it so much, and it was just like shredded chicken with rice and mixed vegetables. And, all human food, but stuff that they like very much. And there were times where they were eating out of it. I was like, hey, slow down. That's enough. And I would like take their plate and put it, on the counter or something. And then someone would come along and be like, chicken and vegetables. Yum, yum, yum. I'm like, oh, God, the dog was okay. I'm just not going to tell you that the dog was eating out of that bowl that you're hand feeding yourself from. So, no, I've never eaten dog treats before, but there is one kind of jerky that I give Millhouse, like to make him take his allergy medication. Like I wrap it in that, and it's not one of those pill pocket things. It's something different. But it like when I open the bag, I'm like, it's just like it smells exactly like you're opening a bag of beef jerky. Funkhauser, how much time do we have left?
Let's see, carry the 2, like 5 minutes.
Okay,
So,
all right.
do you trick your dog into taking pills? Like you put it in food?
I put it in cheese.
Yeah.
Cheese or
the cream
turkey.
cheese. My guy found a way to eat around the cream cheese. Like different dogs have different things. Different dogs have different things. Like the like my Yorkie used to only eat it if it was wrapped in turkey.
Yeah.
You know, so it'd be like, "Good morning, it's time for turkey and medicine."
So,
you know,
so
and-
it's okay to sneak pills into your dog's food.
Yeah.
But I do it to a girlfriend.
Yeah.
And I'm the bad
And
guy.
you're in trouble.
Wow. Okay.
So this
You know, one thing I don't
means-
understand, and I'm like,
Double
I've
standard,
dug into
people.
it.
Double
I accept it. I accept that you're not allowed to do this, and I accept that it's against the law, and
Yeah,
therefore you
please don't
shouldn't.
put things
Yeah.
in females' drinks.
Yeah.
No. I'm not talking about females' drinks. When you have kids that won't sleep through the night,
Oh,
why
I do
can't-
it. I do it.
Yeah.
I already
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
Cough syrup? Yeah. Benadryl?
You know
Wait,
we're on the
let
air,
him
right?
dig his own grave. What are you drugging kids with, AD? Go ahead.
No. I've never had a kid, but like,
okay. Just
you know,
strangers'
like,
kids then? Or
well, no. I mean, no.
random
I would
children?
never hear me on this one. I would
All
never
right.
drug a child, but
okay. All right.
you know, you see these parents that are barely functioning that are driving around in a state that is not okay to drive around in because they've had like a fitful 2.5 hours of sleep in 5-minute increments as their kids wake them up throughout the night. I'm like, how come science hasn't developed a sleeping pill that's safe and gentle for children to get them on that thing where they're sleeping through the night very early on, where they can develop a circadian rhythm? But I guess like from a developmental standpoint, if they're waking up and crying, it's because they need something then and there. You know, it's like when you have a puppy, you got to give them that like sugary stuff that encourages growth and whatnot. Like it's like a teaspoonful of caramel every single morning until they hit 6 months old or something like that. And, you know, so there's different developmental needs at different stages in life. And I'm guessing that's probably the reason why they don't give kids anything that encourages them to sleep through the night when they are infants. All right. Things that I learned about meteors after doing some research. They start out hot and bright and then fizzle out like a Bernie Sanders campaign. It's kind of sad that Kanye West hasn't been randomly hit by one yet. As kids, we call them meteor showers, shooting stars. That's what we call them. And we used to make wishes upon them. And now we realize as adults, there's no hope. Chris Christie mentions them on a daily basis.
right.
I'll use the word meteor in the way Chris Christie does in a sentence. Gee, I wish these pork ribs were meteor. And finally, if you miss watching the meteor showers and you still want to see a falling star, just watch any one of the last 5 Johnny Depp movies. All right. Let's talk about the return of Crystal Pepsi, shall we? This is the thing from our childhood. What would you guys resurrect from your childhood if you could? Something that you had as a kid that you can't have now, but you'd be all about.
I'm trying to remember Surge.
Surge was the best.
You know what? I did see the comeback, or at least maybe they were messing with me. But that, yeah, you mentioned it before, the ketchup that was different colors.
That's the best.
It was
Yeah.
like
Ketchup?
purple
Yeah.
or green.
I
or something.
can't remember what they were called, but like hands up if you used to eat those little tater tots that came in the shape of smiley faces and then put the purple ketchup on them.
Yeah.
So good.
Food was so
So
fun
good.
when we
Smiley
were young.
tots.
Yeah. Well, Crystal Pepsi is coming back. It was around for about a year. Like that was it. Like people still talk about it. It was only around for like a year in the early 90s. It didn't sell well, so they stopped making it. And then Pepsi had a contest last year where I think 13,000 people or so won a 6-pack of it. I wonder if it was like the original 6-packs left over from the 90s. Like, here, lots of luck. But now, starting, mark your calendars, set a reminder with Siri, starting August 8th, you're going to be able to buy 20-ounce bottles of it. And here's the thing. It sounds like it basically is the beverage version of the McRib. The folks over at Pepsi know that we're going to get sick of it again because they're only selling it for 2 months, but they could extend that if it sells well. The nostalgia factor is unbelievably high, meaning that we are a generation of people that all of a sudden have these responsibilities, all of a sudden have to do this adulting, especially going into an election year. Like, it's a big, big deal. And anything that connects us with that inner child, that wonder of a child, that time where you were pure before you were tainted is a big deal. People are looking for that more than ever. Some people call it escapism, but I think if you do it right, it's a great way of reminding yourself what is actually important in this world. And here's the thing. They're promoting it by trying to make us even more nostalgic for the 90s. What they're doing is this is so cool. They're releasing an online game next Thursday that's basically Oregon Trail. You guys play that growing up?
I love that game.
See? Smart.
Absolutely.
But instead of playing Oregon Trail, you drive across the country and collect as much 90s memorabilia as you can.
That's
super
cool.
cool. Yeah, I know. Thank you guys so much. Thank you, Concept. Thank you, Brandy.
You're
Thank
welcome.
you, Funkhauser. And thank you for listening. Have yourself an awesome one. Yay!